Sharon Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with my boy Troy Nash, who makes his ring return. Mr. 2-0, going for 3-0 out at Red Owl Arena in Houston, December 13th. And I believe it's going to be on DAZN, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
And, first and foremost, how excited are you to be back? And, what do you know about your opponent?
Man, I'm super excited to be back in the ring. My last time I was supposed to get in the ring was September 6th, and ended up falling out. Um, but I don't really know too much about my opponent. To me, it doesn't really matter who gets in the ring. I did all the training I need to do, and I'm ready. I'm not overlooking them or nothing, but just to me, it doesn't matter who gets in the ring. As an amateur fighting so much against different styles, it's like you don't know who you're gonna fight the next day, so it don't matter to me.
Troy, I've known about you for a while. I believe we met in like a Vegas fight. I think it might have been
Yeah,
like a Frank Martin fight.
yeah.
Uh,
My boy Robert, he fought on the Frank Martin card.
yep, Robert
Yeah.
Merriweather. And for a lot of people who don't know, you've been in the amateur scene for quite some time. If I'm not mistaken, 15-time national champion. No big deal,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah, nah, yeah, 15 time. I've been winning nationals since I was 8. My last 6 years in the amateurs, or my last five, my bad, excuse me. I won in two nationals every year.
Mhm.
So I've been doing my thing in the amateurs.
With that extensive background, I know that maybe at that point you probably thought about going to the Olympics. I believe that you essentially just moved up in weight just cause and you
Yeah,
qualified for the Olympic
yeah.
I think trials and you're fighting grown men a lot older than you and what was that experience like and essentially what went along throughout that process in the Olympics?
See, for me, the Olympics, it was a thing I wanted to do as a kid, but as I started getting older, I was like, it's like all the politics that go into it. Like, there were people that didn't even compete in the Olympic trials for America that fought in the Olympics, and to me, it was like the politics was crazy. But my dad still wanted me to give it a shot and try. So, um, I was fighting at 132, and I had just turned 18, and they took 132 out of the Olympic weight classes. So you either had to go to 125 or 139, and I couldn't make 125 5 6 days in a row. So I went up in weight, and every single day I was weighing in at like 133, 134, and the guys I'm fighting is coming down from 150, and dudes are telling me about how much they cut, and I'm fighting grown men at 18. Like I fought like a 28-year-old. He fought Devin Haney before and everything, and he was weighed in at 138, and I weighed in at 133 that morning.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And in that process of you going through the amateurs and stuff like that, I think you got solid wins against like Jonathan Mansour, who's
Yeah.
like fighting pretty active right now. And in addition to that, um, there's a lot of hype with Shakur's cousin. I think you got a win over Zaquan Moses also, who is making a lot of noise. You also beat Cormel recently. So, what was those
Uh,
experiences like going along with facing guys like that that are starting to make names in the professional scene?
To me, my favorite fight was against Zay because it was a lot on the line. To me, it was a lot on the line because I was talking a lot, and I had to stand on what I said. I told Shakur that I was gonna beat him, and I had to stand on that. But the atmosphere for that fight was crazy. Like as far as an amateur fight, I never seen it like the ring surrounded like that, and it was like a real pro fight. Like the whole ring was shaking when they announced us, and it was just like a different type of feel. And it was like the most talked about amateur fight of last year. So it was like a big experience, and I feel like it helped me out for in the pros.
Absolutely, and seeing the fact that, you guys all turned pro and everyone's starting to make a big name, you guys are essentially becoming the newer faces, Granted, Crawford and Spence, they're kind of at the tail end of their career. And
Right,
then Shakur's and Devin and Tank and Ryan, they're filling that void. But
right,
before you know it, they're gonna be gone and we're gonna start asking like who's next. And it
right.
seems like, Cormel, Zay, you guys are all kind of coming in your own. So how would you describe your boxing style for the fight fans who haven't really got a chance to see you turn pro recently?
I feel like I'm one of the best of the best. One of the top prospects. I just haven't really got the opportunity to showcase it because I haven't been in the ring that much this year. But next year I'm in the ring 5 6 times next year, so I could start showing everybody. And I'm from Colorado, so like Colorado's not really too big on boxing. So for me to get out there more and to get more known, like it's a different type of push I had to do. So next year when I get in the ring, or even this next fight, I'm ready to showcase what I could do. I really feel like I'm one of them guys, and I just got to show everybody when I get in the ring because I know I'm one of them. I could box, I could bang, walk you down, I could do whatever I got to do to get the victory. If I had to box all night to get the dub, I could do that. If I got to take it there, I could do that. So I'm an all around fighter.
I know you said like Colorado isn't really known for boxing, but everyone goes to Colorado
Yeah,
Springs, and
I'm saying like as far as like me having like a fighter to push me from Colorado. It's like it's just me,
mhm.
a lot of other fighters like them being from Vegas, they got Floyd or they got other people behind them or they got big brothers, big cousins, uncles, etc. It don't matter. Me, it's just me and my family, I'm doing this basically on my own with my team, but I have no famous celebrity or nobody pushing me, so it's different.
You know, assuming that because your amateur background and in the Olympics, do you go to Colorado Springs and do you get work or do you get to see the guys that like Shakur, who, went down and even Terrence, who always goes down? Do you get to work with a lot of these guys that take a trip out to Colorado?
Yeah, I've actually gotten a few calls actually about being in a couple upcoming camps that I'm probably gonna do. Just depends on who I fight. The last time that Shakur was in Colorado, I was gonna spar him, but I was fighting a southpaw. I mean, I was fighting an orthodox fighter. Excuse me, I was fighting an orthodox fighter, and Shakur ended up breaking his hand, and then my fight ended up falling out. So we never got to spar this last time. But I sparred him in 2023 summer, sparred him. I got a lot of rounds in with Keyshawn Davis. Uh, Keyshawn's nice. I got a lot of rounds in with him. Um, I got a few rounds in with Bud. Actually for the Errol Spence fight, I got in there to just move around with him a little bit.
Hmm.
Nothing too crazy, but I would say majority of the fighters that come to Colorado, I do get in the ring with them.
So I got an individual like kind of without giving details because it's sparring, right? But
Yeah,
just if I could break down, I guess first with I guess Terrence, right? You said you got to
right.
move around with Terrence. Just what was his energy like? I've seen Terrence multiple times working out and stuff like that. But you as a fighter, what was that experience? Was he like kind of like pushing you, kind of egging you on a little bit? Was he giving you good constructive criticism? Just what was that experience first?
I definitely say constructive criticism. Telling me things that I need to pick up on or things I need to do better. And actually, it helped me go in the last year qualifiers for the Olympic trials. After sparring with him, I learned a lot throughout that camp. Just being in there, seeing how a top level fighter pushes themselves, and so yeah, I definitely learned a lot.
How do you think with his IQ and wit, that granted if the
Oh
opportunity
man.
comes, you know,
His IQ is out this world. I feel like his IQ is slept on. People don't talk about it enough because at 147 he was just knocking everybody out. But his IQ, they're not seeing how he's breaking the fighters down throughout these 12 rounds. Because a lot of his stoppages was kind of later in the fight, but throughout the whole fight he's just breaking them down. So that's the IQ part of all of it.
there's gonna be a lot of IQ needed if he gets an opportunity to face Canelo. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you think, not prediction wise, but just how do you think it would have to play out in the sense of being able to see Terrence and Canelo get in the ring, and what would Terrence probably need to do from what you see? Like, can he dog it out? Can he outthink Canelo? Do you think? Would he give it
Man,
all
I'm gonna
me?
be honest. A lot of guys always talk about what they seen somebody do in the gym, and you can't really go off of what you hear other people say. But me personally, I've seen Bud in there with heavyweights, light heavyweights, and I seen what he does to him. Like that dude's different. I think if he fights Canelo next year, he has a great chance of winning that fight. I feel like just because of the difference in the weight class, that it'll be a difficult challenge. But I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
and like you said, you got to move around a little bit with it, but he's a strong fellow, would you say?
Yeah. And Canelo not gonna be able to just go in there and push him around like everybody think.
Hmm. Would
I
would you
think
say? Oh, go ahead.
I think with like his IQ and even his strength, like even though he just fought out 54 this last fight, him going up to 68, I feel like his strength's gonna show a little bit more too, because he ain't gonna have to do too much cutting on the weight side of things. But I'm just gonna let it play out and let everybody see how great Bud is.